Hi folks, thanks for watching You Can Do It. Today we're going to be installing a pop-up sink drain. And I'm going to show you here the parts that you'll need to do that. I got a pair of channel locks, they're adjustable. I believe they go up to 1.25 inches. I have a pair of long needle nose pliers, some electrical tape here. I ended up buying a sink washer. It's a lot larger and thicker than the stock one that it comes with. I'll show you why. I got some clear waterproof silicone and some plumber's putty. So stay tuned and follow along and we'll show you how to do it. So we've got the sink drain here. We're going to go ahead and take the nut off the bottom. This is the backer nut that goes on the bottom. I'm removing these gaskets. I'm not going to use these gaskets. I used them on a sink a while back, and the bottom gasket, I could not seem to get it to seal up appropriately to the bottom of our sink that we had. So a lot of different porcelain sinks, they may have a little bit bigger hole. There may have been an imperfection in the sink. This is a little small of a rubber. I'm going to upsize it to an aftermarket gasket washer that I bought from Lowe's. I'll show you what it is. It's 1.25 inches bathroom sink drain washer by Keeney. It was $3 and it's well worth the purchase. It's a lot thicker, as you can see. That's solid rubber compared to this. This is just kind of a flimsy washer here, and it may work on different sinks, but I'm going with this one here. It's going to be solid, and when it goes up into the beveled position area on the bottom of the sink, it's going to seal nice and solid. And I will put a bead of silicone on the bottom of this, and I'll show you. So this is the pop-up drain. This is a little cover. You're going to discard that. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this, take this part out. And now we've got some plumber's putty here. This is what it looks like. It almost looks like Play-Doh. I've already pre-made a bead. You're just going to roll it out, take a big chunk, roll it out to about, this is like a 1/2 inch bead here, and I'm going to place it on the inside of this. I don't want it to be too big, because when it smashes out, I don't want it to interfere with the drain hole here. This drain hole, you're going to want to line it up in your sink. If you take your finger and feel down in here, you'll feel a hole, and it's for the air hole here in case your sink, you leave the faucet on and it begins to overflow. It won't overflow on the outside of the sink. It'll go into this hole, and the water will drain into here, down into your drain, instead of flooding your bathroom. So you want to make sure this rectangular hole lines up with the hole. You'll feel it down there, and you want to make sure when you install this that the hole lines up perfectly. Otherwise you'll have issues. If your sink overflows, it won't drain properly. So I'm going to go ahead and install this down in here and line it up. And now I'm going to take this washer and I'm going to install it on the bottom with the nut. And now this washer, it fits kind of tight around the thread, so you got to push it up as far as you can so that you can get this nut and catch a couple threads so you can actually tighten it up. And I got these needle nose pliers here because I'm sure they make a tool that goes down in here, but so I don't mar up the actual drain pipe, I'm going to be able to hold it steady when I'm tightening it with the needle nose pliers. I don't want to squeeze these to where I break anything. I'm just holding it steady so it doesn't spin, and it stays in position so it doesn't spin, and the air holes are lined up properly. So I'm just going to take a little bit of electrical tape to just cushion so the teeth on the pliers don't scratch up the pipe. You may have smaller needle nose. You don't have to have anything this long, but I'm just using these because this is what I've got. So I'll go ahead and just stick these down in there. There we go. All right, so I'm going to install the rubber washer. As you can see, I've got the oversized rubber washer and the lock nut on the bottom. I'm going to put a bead of silicone all the way around this, and then I'm going to force it up with this lock nut all the way to the tight position, and it'll be fully installed.
Chris is running a very thick bead of that Lexel waterproofing sealant, and he's holding on to the base of the pop-up drain and just spinning that around, which at this point is just fine because he will make sure that he has everything lined up before he gives those final twists and seals this pop-up drain. So if you remember, he had those needle nose pliers that he's about to go ahead and grab a hold of. He makes sure that that rectangle in the pop-up drain matches with the overflow, and then he gives a couple final twists to finish off the sealant and seal this pop-up drain.
So we're going to clean up the excess plumber's putty here and install our drain. All right. And there you have it, fully installed.